unfold, and the chat's got soul. From the gavel to the gas, we're watching it all. Covering the courtroom, big case or small. Laugh when we can, cry when we must, but it's all real talk, you can count on us. We're not the pros, just fans who care, with popcorn in hand and a comfy chair. And every twist, we're right there, together like we're all in the witness chair. This is the Broken Baker, where the trials come alive, where the chat is wild and the vibes survive. We're watching the worst of what people do, but we keep it light, yeah, that's our truth. It's the only place for crime, and it feels just right. We bring the justice talk into your night, so hit that stream, don't miss the call. At the Broken Baker, we cover it all. Oh yeah. We're just flaming with the view, but we ask the things the world wants to. Digging through the facts, side by side. Even when it's dark, we bring the light. No clickbait, no fake feels, just truth and the highs and the reels. With the chat that roasts and rides, we're just here for the case and the vibes. This is the Broken Baker, where the stories unfold, with a smile in the heart, even when it's cold. Yeah, we cover the bad with a wink and a grin, where the real talk starts, come on, jump in. It's the only place to be, can't you see? For trials and truth, it's BBTV. The Broken Baker, where the trials come alive. Yeah, we'll be here, trial of the trial. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Whoever you are, what if any you might be. And look at this. By Ted Daniel, Michael Proctor's attorney, Daniel Moynihan, confirms to me that Proctor has dropped his appeal to get his job back with the state police. This week was supposed to be 3 days of Michael Proctor trying to get his job back in a union hearing. But according to Ted Daniel, today, the day before the hearings were set to start, Michael Proctor has dropped his attempt to get his job back. And no other information has come out, but like Bridget says, we just read yesterday a motion where it was clear that they found 13 years of data on his phone, which to me probably is the reason why he's dropping out.
This is much better than the WebEx, by the way.
Because
I can actually hear most of them.
I'm just going to mute that while I'm talking. Which could indicate that they will find more evidence in his phone that this wasn't a one-time deal only. So I can't talk with someone talking in my ears. But very interesting development in all of the cases. Walsh, King, the Geeko, something. I can never remember that one. But very interesting that Michael Proctor, who has been fighting tooth and nail to get his job back on the eve of the day where he's supposed to fight again for his job, he said, nope, no mas. So most likely something on his phone when they found out that they have everything, and we know a taint team has already looked at it. Some of it has been given to a defense team. I believe we read in the motion for the Walsh hearing. There's a Walsh hearing today. But Michael Proctor dropping out, I'm only speculating. I have no evidence. I am doing what I normally don't do, but I'm wildly speculating. It seems very coincident that over the weekend, every YouTuber more or less have been covering that motion where we found out that he had years of data downloaded in an extraction, even though he had set his telephone to auto delete and to getting rid of his phone. It could be a total coincidence that he just woke up this morning and said, "No, I am a shitty police officer. I should not get my job back." It could also be, "Oh, they have 13 years of my work history where I have done this more than once." Potentially, I don't know. Yeah, complete Scheisse show. That's shit show for those of you who don't speak German. Will they still be able to look at his phone for those other cases? Yeah. Him getting his job back has nothing to do with the phone download per se. That's a criminal that's criminal cases they're using that for. His phone download uh, is for the criminal cases. This one was he was trying to use the defense. I wasn't worse than anyone else, but maybe there was a lot of bad stuff on his phone that now could also potentially be dragged into this case. I don't know. Maybe he got a visit by someone to tell him, "You better drop this because we don't want your conversations out there." Just like we've seen in the free can read. Could you shut up the audio when there's no trial on? Like we saw in the free can read movement the last 3 weeks. All of a sudden, when DMs start getting leaked and everything is taken out of context, everyone's an asshole. Imagine if Proctor have had these types of conversations about other people. Maybe he's saying he's going through Brian Walton's phone looking for nudes because that's the thing you do in the MSP. You look for nudes to try you have some fun with that. Imagine if other troopers were sending, they were using it like Pokemon cards and say, "Well, I got a D. Well, I got a double D. Oh, this one is an A, but it's perky." That would ruin that entire police department. I'm wildly speculating. I'm wildly speculating. Yeah, but that's why I think that's why I'm wildly speculating on this one because when we have seen him over and over and over again claiming he didn't do nothing wrong, and then all of a sudden on the eve of his next hearing, I'm gone. We'll have to keep an eye on Ted and see what else he can get out there. It's because I don't have the sound on. If you want to hear it,
Something interfering, and I don't know.
it's just people randomly talking in the background. Well, I don't know what it means, but thank you, YouTube, if that means something. Every single state has corruption in it. Of course they have. If you give people power, they will misuse their power. That's the old adage. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Did he really think any police department would want him? No, he wanted to get back in so he could run out the time to get his pension. That's why he's doing it. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be a police officer. Well, he wants a badge and a gun so he can go around and be an important person, but he knew that if he was coming back, he was sitting in an office for the next, I believe, 3 years until he could get his pension. That's all he came back for. I don't know, I have it for auto regulating the, I don't know that if that's something. Anna wasn't fugly, so I'm guessing nudes was on his mind. Could be. I don't know if he did it. It could be because StreamYard is combating the input from the court. Give me money. Or is this well, you probably won't get to hear much of it, but you will hear some of it. This is the things that will be kept secret, even only the parts that is used in a trial will come out. You won't get a phone dump we can sit and rifle through. That just doesn't come out, especially now that it's evidence in certain cases. So we'll have to wait and see how much is going to get in here. If you go out and back in, fix the sound. Could also be, yes. Yes, we're still on the lunch break. They are 5 minutes late. I don't believe Oregon televises their trials. California and Oregon and New York, I believe, are the states that are most unlikely to televise trials, but I could be wrong. There was a major outage yesterday and StreamYard was affected. I had no problems yesterday. I don't have any problem. Well, when I started my morning stream, it took a little time. My camera where I made my thumbnails have been down for a couple of hours today. Yes, I'm very close to 20,000. I'm less than, I think I'm less than 50 away now. So if you know someone who loves a bad Danish accent and yelling at Sue in chat, tell them about me. Tell them about me. Tell everyone you know. So glad he won't be getting his pension, but Yuri not being fired make me sick. He was Proctor's superior. Yeah, and he got away by saying, well, I was on guard duty or control duty or something. So I just sent an emoticon, and that was all. I was just recognizing that I got a message. I bet that's why now they have all his data. They don't want any of that because then Yuri most likely perjured himself, because imagine going in and finding out that every time he sent a message that Yuri found interesting, he sent that emoticon. Could be fun. I remember the Oregon Trail too. Yeah, that was I think I played one of the newer ones of it. That was some weird games. Everyone died from dysentery. Made me believe that that all in America had dysentery, which you shouldn't have because it's a really easy disease to combat. Oregon did a trial on the culinary school chef murder a few years back. Live, his wife had written a book about how to unalive your husband or something like that. Oh, I don't remember that. So, yeah. Well, he was a Marine, John Gary. You have to remember he was a Marine.
No,
And they have pulled off CC.
Good afternoon. Thank you for receiving.
I play a lot of different games. Oh, the audio is going to be bad.
Trooper Johnson, if you could remain standing and raise your right hand, thank you. Do you swear today that the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalties of perjury? Yes, I do. Thank you. You may be seated. Can you please state and spell your full name for the record?
I'm Detective Amanda Johnson. Last name is spelled Johnsson.
And where or how are you currently employed?
I'm employed as a detective with the New Hampshire State Police.
And with the New Hampshire State Police, are you assigned to any particular troop, barracks, or a section?
Yes, I'm in the major crime unit.
And what is the major crime unit?
Our primary job is to investigate homicides. We handle all officer-involved shootings throughout the state, as well as conflict cases that may arise that other agencies can't investigate.
So if there's a problem with the agency investigating, say, one of their own, you would maybe take that case?
Yes.
Okay. So in this instance, as a person in the major crime unit, what is your role specifically?
I haven't played
inside
Skyrim in
investigations?
I
over a year.
primarily do crime scene investigation.
What does that mean?
I respond to the crime scenes and process them for evidence.
And do you have any kind of specialized training that allows you to do this type of job?
I attended the National Forensics Academy back in 2023, 10-week program investigating or helping to investigate forensics and things of that nature.
And how long have you been working with the New Hampshire State Police?
I just started my 18th year this past August.
And for how long have you been specifically working on crime scene investigation?
I've been in the major crime unit since 2019.
Now, I want to draw your attention to February the 29th of 2024. Did there come a time that you became involved in an investigation into a homicide by shooting that had occurred at 1063 or 1063 Main Street in Berlin, New Hampshire?
Yes, I did. I believe that was an early morning call out.
Do you recall what time of day you received the call?
I think it was around
75.
1 o'clock
I
in the
was
morning.
lying. 75.
When you say you received the call, were you working at the time?
No, I was off duty sleeping.
Can you describe for us how that call occurred?
I was called by Lieutenant John Sonia and advised that they had a homicide in the town of Berlin. He requested that I respond to the scene with the crime truck.
And when you say, were you assigned to a specific role for that crime scene?
That particular call, I was the officer in charge as well as the evidence technician, and I believe I took video that day.
Okay, when you say you were the officer in charge, that sounds fancy. What does that mean?
It's just more paperwork. Basically, I delve out. We all kind of split the tasks, the required tasks. And at the end, it's just I'm compiling all of the reports basically into one report.
And you said that you were asked to respond out with the crime scene truck.
Yes.
Can you explain to us what that is?
We have 2 crime scene trucks. They're basically mobile offices that hold our supplies and equipment.
And when you received that call to respond out to Berlin, what information was provided to you about what you were walking into?
I knew that the suspect was at large, and they were primarily focusing on locating him as well as children.
Was that part of your responsibility with respect to this case?
No, I brought the truck to the scene where I stayed for a while they finished investigative aspects of the case and finally did receive a court-authorized search warrant.
So you spent some time waiting while other steps were taken before you were able to get into the house?
Yes.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about your crime scene work. When you talk about working on a crime scene, can you describe for us sort of the methods or the steps that you use when you're documenting crime scenes?
Yes, like I said, we have various tasks that we have to complete there. We use a 3D scanner called a Faro that Faros the scene in 3D. One of us takes a GoPro video and walks around the crime scene with the video. One person's assigned to photographs. Another person's assigned to cataloging and documenting evidence that we collect. And it's when we finally get in there, it's slow going because we essentially process the scene in layers. We take what's visible without disturbing anything, and then we start, peeling back the layers and documenting it as we go.
So when you initially arrive at a scene, you take it as it is, correct?
Yes,
You take photographs and videos of that?
correct.
Okay. And then you said you started removing a layer.
Yes.
And when you remove
Ted from Boston 25 has confirmed. Again, for everyone who is a little late, let's do it again. We have covered it. Michael Proctor's attorney, Daniel Moynihan, confirms to me that Proctor has dropped his appeal to get his job back with the state police. Ted Daniel on the twat.
you do in terms of documentation.
So we photograph along as we search, when we move things and when we, search through things like, for instance, if you opened a drawer, we would take a photo and search the contents of the drawer and then take another photo. So just things are done in layers.
So when you take photographs, are you just taking a photograph sort of the overall space, or are there different layers even of the photographs that you take?
Yeah, so overalls, far away and then mid-range and then close up is typically how we do the photographs.
Are photographs taken in terms
And if anyone doubted, withdrawal of Civil Service Commission appeal, Department of State Police appointing authority, signator Michael Proctor, 10/18/25. So this has actually been, no, I can't see if it says 18 or 19, so it could have happened Saturday or Sunday that he pulled it back.
of when you arrive at a scene that has a person or a victim inside of it, do you take photographs with the victim there as well as with them removed from the scene?
Yes, we take photographs as we come to the scene, and how we find the scene and the body.
You indicated that some troopers or officers are tasked with locating evidence. Are photographs taken of that evidence as well?
Yes, we work as a team. We decide what we're going to collect, and as we go, we photograph and document what we're collecting.
Why so many photographs?
You can never take too many photographs. I've only experienced situations where you wish you would have taken more, so I tell everyone to, take as many as you think you should, and then go further and take more.
Do you document every scene that you respond to in the same manner?
Yes.
Was the crime scene at 1063 Main Street documented in this way by video, photograph, and photo?
Yes.
Were photographs taken with Ms. Naffziger's body present?
Yes.
And were photographs taken when her body was removed?
Yes.
Now, I want to show you and place up on the screen State's Exhibit 3A, which is in evidence. Would help if I turn on this light. And I may need to ask you to step down if you're unable to see it, and I do apologize because you may spend quite some time getting out over here by the screen. If that's all right with the board.
Yes, so long as the jury can hear and so long as we have appropriate audio and so long as it doesn't obstruct defendants at all, certainly.
Whatever is in the pipeline and whatever people notify me about.
But I can ask you to step down. It might be easier to stand closely to Mr. Piper. And Commissioner.
Please.
Just in case. Now, Trooper Johnson, is this the location, State's Exhibit 3A, which is on the screen of 1603 Main Street?
Yes.
I'm sorry, 1063 Main Street.
Yes.
And is this the location where you responded with the crime scene truck?
Yes.
Can you describe what this building is for us?
This building is an apartment building. I was advised by the Berlin Police Department that there were 4 units total in that building.
By the time that you arrived on scene, had that dwelling already been cleared by the Berlin Police Department?
Yes, it had.
I'm not sure why the screen is flashing. It may have something to do with some interference we're receiving, but hopefully it'll stay on. So you indicated that it was a multi-unit dwelling, correct?
Yes.
Okay. With respect to the investigation that you were working, the call that you were there for, what areas of this building were of interest to you?
We were authorized to search Mr. Duren's apartment, which was the lower level apartment, the first floor.
I'm gonna stop for a second, just because it doesn't seem to be cutting out on any of the monitors, just that monitor, so maybe it's just a loose connection. I just didn't know if there's anything we can do.
You're getting some feedback on this, Your Honor, so I'm not certain if something's going wrong. Located in that garage bay?
No.
Certain locations of this building were of interest. You know, said that it might be easier to stand for Exhibit 3A, which is on the screen of 1603 Main Street.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 1063 Main Street.
Yes.
And is this the location where you responded with the crime scene truck?
Yes.
Can you describe what this building is for us?
This building is an apartment building. I was advised by the Berlin Police Department that there were 4 units total in that building.
By the time that you arrived on scene, had that dwelling already been cleared by the Berlin Police Department?
Yes, it had.
I'm not sure why the screen is flashing. It may have something to do with some.
We were authorized to search Mr. Duren's apartment, which was the lower level apartment, the first floor.
I'm gonna stop for a second, just stop for a second, just because. Thank you.
Fingers crossed.
If Baker gets to 20,000, he will be even more arrogant and holier than a-holery than he already is. Let's make sure we don't share and tell anyone about his channel. You don't want me more arrogant. You might want me a slight bit more a-holery. But thank you, Zach.
All right, so you started to say, and I apologize, you started to say that you were authorized to search certain locations in this building. What were those locations?
Mr. Duren's apartment, which was the lower first level of the building.
Did you also conduct any searches in the garage bay?
Yes, we did.
Speaking about that garage bay, can you see that on the screen?
Most of it, yes.
Okay. Was there a garage bay that you learned was assigned to that first floor apartment?
Yes.
Was there a car located in that garage bay?
No.
Were there any cars inside of any of the garage bays when you were on scene?
Yes, there were other tenants that had vehicles there.
Were those cars checked?
I recall that one tenant needed to get to her vehicle, so we escorted her to get the car and we just performed a quick search by consent just to make sure we weren't missing anything.
In terms of the garage space, were any items of evidentiary value recovered from that location?
Not that I recall. No.
Now, did you take video of the exterior of this building?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can you explain for us how you did that?
Utilizing a GoPro camera, I walked around outside and then walked inside slowly, just getting all the rooms in that apartment.
When you do that, you're just holding the GoPro camera in your hands,
Yes.
okay? And are you talking, narrating? What can we expect that we would hear?
No, no talking.
Now, prior to this hearing, did you review, I should have actually stayed over with you. Did you review some exhibits prior to being tested?
Yes, I did.
Did you take a look at State's Exhibit 7A?
Yes, I did.
Is that a video clip that you took of the exterior of the building?
Yes.
Did you also review State's Exhibit 7B?
Yes.
Is that a clip of the video that you took from the interior of the building?
Yes.
Here at this time, the state would ask to have the ID struck. No objection.
The ID, excuse me, the ID may be stricken with respect to exhibits 7A and 7B, and they may be considered as full exhibits.
Now, I'm going to move off of State's Exhibit 3A. On the screen now should be State's Exhibit 7A. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Permission to publish State 7A.
Yes.
Body worn camera is just kind of like a GoPro, just with better visuals. It would be really nice if we could see any of the evidence.
And where this clip ends, what are we looking at?
That is the door, the entryway to a common area for the apartments. The white door.
And it goes into all of the apartments in this building, is that correct?
Yes.
Is there another entrance that just goes to apartment on the first floor?
Yes.
Where is that located?
Around the front of the house by the street.
Next, showing you State's Exhibit 3C, which is in evidence, just so that we can transition over. Is this the same photograph or a photograph that shows the back of that house?
Yes.
Okay. And that white door at the back, is that the one you've indicated goes to a common area?
Yes.
Now, for the ease of this, Trooper Johnson, I could ask you to step over towards me just really quickly. I would ask that you take a look through State's Exhibits 8A through 8T. I just need to separate them out. So that we've got the right one. You have these flip through these photographs for me. You can flip them in my direction as they're not, I think we have an agreement that they're going to evidence, Chairman. As you're doing this, Trooper Johnson, do you recognize what you're looking at?
Yes.
Can you tell us what they are?
photographs of the apartment as well as the evidence that we collected.
Those photographs, as you look at them, fairly and accurately show the apartment as you observed it when you responded there?
Yes, it does.
If I can ask you to step back over. If you need a break or any water, just let me know. Can you stand up?
Oh, she doesn't need a break.
Now-
She's not doing anything.
With respect to, and Your Honor, at this time, the state would ask to strike the ID as to state exhibits 8A through 8T and admit them into evidence. No, Your Honor.
The ID may be stricken with respect to 8A through 8T inclusive, and they may be considered full exhibits.
I'm just showing you states exhibit 8A. This is just a close-up of the board, and hence 1063 Main Street that we've just seen.
Yes,
And in this image, the door is ajar.
yes,
Okay, was it open like that when you responded?
yes.
Where does this door lead again?
To a small common area utilized by all the tenants to access their apartments.
Moving into states exhibit 8B, what are we looking at here?
That straight ahead door is where the scene was,
And the straight ahead door is the door to where?
Duren's apartment.
Okay, so the defendant's Duren's partner?
Yes.
You can go ahead and have a seat. I'm gonna give you a break for this a second. You had indicated when you first began testifying that you had not immediately just jumped right in, you had to wait for quite some time.
Correct.
And why were you waiting?
Like I said, we were waiting for the investigators to try to figure out where the suspect was and locate the children. And then that shifted gears to writing a search warrant for the apartment.
Were you also waiting for somebody from the medical examiner's office?
Yes,
Did someone from the medical examiner's office arrive on scene?
yes.
What, if anything, occurred once that happened?
When the medical examiner arrived on scene, she, under her authority, went to the apartment to examine the body that was located in the living room.
And did you enter into the apartment to do that?
Yes,
Were you present personally with the ADME or the assistant or associate deputy medical examiner
yes,
to examine the body?
yes.
Can you describe when you observed Ms. Naffziger's body, how she was positioned?
She was sitting on the couch. Her right leg was up on the coffee table, and she had a blanket around her body.
Did you, as well as the assistant deputy medical,
Sorry, I'm just going to take that one more time.
the ADME or the assistant or associate deputy medical examiner
Yes,
to examine the body?
yes.
Can you describe when you observed Ms. Naffziger's body, how she was positioned?
She was sitting on the couch. Her right leg was up on the coffee table, and she had a blanket around her body.
What are we doing here? Why the hell didn't he take a plea deal? She had one foot on the coffee table. She was sitting on the couch. She had a blanket around her, and she was pew-pewed in the side of the head. But they were standing up fighting over the kid, or sitting fighting over the kid, and he had no other option because he was threatening her. Yeah, that maybe she didn't want to let her baby go when he asked her to leave or whatever. But how can he have been in danger? She has her leg up on the coffee table, is sitting down, and is pew-pewed in the side of the head. What immediately danger made this Marine go absolutely shell shock and had to blast away? She wasn't even standing up to attack him. Where has the blanket come from? And both legs were down, according to the other cop. I don't know, but they probably have photos of it. I thought so too. That's why I went back and listened to it.
Did you, as well as the assistant deputy medical examiner, observe any injuries to Ms. Naffziger?
We saw wounds that were consistent with a gunshot wound to the head.
Did you observe any weapons near Ms. Naffziger?
No.
Did she have any property near her besides the blanket that you just described?
She had a cell phone that was next to her on her right side on the couch.
At the time that you entered into the living room with the medical examiner's office, did you observe any evidence that was consistent with Ms. Naffziger?
But those differences between the two explanations is what the defense then will have to come up and try and poke holes in.
Having been shot in addition to both wounds that you observed?
Yes, to my right of the couch, I noticed a fired cartridge casing on the floor next to the couch.
Can you tell us what a fired cartridge casing is, Ms. Turner?
When a bullet's fired, the casing is what ejects from the pistol.
With respect to the first floor apartment, can you give us sort of an idea of what that apartment itself consisted of in terms of rooms, the layout?
Yes, it looked like there was 3 bedrooms, but they were using another room as like a 4th bedroom. 2 rooms were empty, utilized for what appeared to be storage. One of the rooms looked like a little girl's room. And then off of the living room, there was a room that would look like it was utilized as the master bedroom.
Can you see exhibit 22 the record of that?
Yes, this is a diagram of Mr. Duren's apartment.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of the layout of the apartment as you observed it?
Yes,
And the locations of where items were inside of the living room?
yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to strike the ID and admit states 22 as full by agreement. No objection.
The ID may be stricken and exhibit 22 may be considered a full exhibit.
Putting up on the screen states exhibit number 22. I don't know if you can do it from there. I'm going to do what I can to not have you just standing here for the entirety of your testimony. With respect to this exhibit, as we look at it, can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where Ms. Naffziger was positioned? If you need to step down, please do.
she was, like I said, on the couch. And she had her right foot elevated on the coffee table.
When she's sitting on the couch, is she towards the desk on the couch, or is she on the other side of the room in terms of where she is?
More consistent with where you have the casing marked on that side of the couch.
Okay, so I just put up the red to show where Ms. Naffziger was located. Is that where she was fairly and accurately?
Yes,
Okay. And then if I click again for the jury to see, there's a casing that's marked there. Is that all consistent with where you observed the body of Ms. Naffziger on the sofa or couch
yes,
and where the casing was observed?
yes.
After the assistant medical examiner examined the body of Ms. Naffziger, what, if anything, occurred?
I believe that we left the body there so that we could farrow with the body in place, just because if I come to a scene and the body has not moved by first responders and it's located in the original spot, I like to document and preserve that. So I believe we farrowed that room and then we removed the body.
Farrah, did you also take photographs?
Yes,
And then the body was removed.
yes,
And was the scene still secured at that point pending the search warrant?
yes. The Berlin Police Department provided scene security that day.
What does it mean to provide or scene security or secure a scene?
Usually we corded off with crime scene tape, and we'll have at least 1 or 2 cruisers standing by and making sure that no one unauthorized enters through the crime scene.
That prior to having a search warrant, does anyone enter into it except to deal with the body?
No, just with the medical examiner.
Later that afternoon, around 1:40 p.m., did you receive authorization through a search and seizure warrant to enter into the home to conduct your examination of the scene?
Yes,
And at that point, is that when you started the process that you described to us before about photographing in layers?
yes.
I think I'm gonna have to ask you to step down.
Apparently, Aiden has some background knowledge on why Proctor withdrew his bid to get his job back. So keep an eye on TBD news today, because there might be
Putting states Exhibit 8
some
is
background
in
for it.
evidence on the screen. Can you describe for us where we are or where this photograph was taken inside of the apartment?
That's as you walk in that entryway door in the rear.
And when you look at this, it's sort of a hallway, is that fair to say?
Yes,
Do you know where the doors on either side of that hallway lead?
those are the spare bedrooms that, like I said, they appear to be utilized as storage.
And straight ahead,
Straight ahead leads into the kitchen.
you continue to walk down that hallway and end up in the kitchen. What do you have on your right-hand side?
The right-hand side is the living room and master bedroom area.
And to the left?
That was the little girl's room.
I want to look first with you, if we can, at State's Exhibit 8D. Which one is this?
This is the spare bedroom to the right when you're walking down that hallway immediately upon entering the apartment.
And is this one of the rooms that you indicated was pretty much used as storage?
Yes,
Okay. Now, zooming in a little bit closer into State's Exhibit 8D, where is evidence recovered or items recovered of interest in this case in the closet?
yes.
Showing you State's Exhibit 8F, what are we seeing in this image?
ALJ2 looks like a box of ammunition, and ALJ3 looks like a holster, a gun holster.
Can you explain for us, so you're reading the yellow markers, is that fair to say?
Yes,
What do those yellow markers signify?
it's just how we document evidence that we're taking. Whoever's the evidence technician that day, we utilize our initials. I'm Amanda Lee Johnson, so ALJ, and as we go, we assign each piece of evidence a number.
Do the numbers have any meaning about importance or anything like that?
No.
And what do the numbers stand for?
It's just the number of the next item. So from there, the next item would be 4.
I want to go ahead and take a look with you at the items that you're looking at on that top shelf and the items that were marked. Looking first at State's Exhibits 8G and 8H together on this slide. What is ALJ2 that you have marked?
A box of ammunition.
Looking next at State's Exhibit 8I, which is in evidence, and your markers, I believe ALJ3, what are we looking at?
That's a shoulder holster with a magazine pouch.
When you say a magazine pouch, can you explain that for us?
You would put the magazines from a pistol in the pouch.
Next, looking on one slide at State's Exhibits 8J and 8A, what are we looking at in terms of ALJ3A?
So that's one of the magazines that was in the pouch, and that was the contents in the magazine, the ammunition.
So it was a loaded magazine.
Yes.
With respect to State's Exhibits 8L and 8M together on this slide, ALJ3B, what are we looking at?
That was the other magazine in the pouch.
And so both 3A and 3B came from the holster that was recovered.
Correct.
And with respect to this, was this also a loaded magazine?
Yes, with those bullets in it.
Were you able to determine the type of ammunition that this was?
Yes, I believe they're all 9mm.
Now, once these items that we've just looked at are recovered and photographed on the scene, are they recovered?
Yes, we photograph them and we package them and secure them on the crime scene truck and later transfer it to the forensic lab.
Can you explain to us how they're packaged, what that process looks like?
We primarily use paper bags, but we put the item in a bag and we secure the bag with evidence tape so that it can't be tampered with and it's secured.
And do you sign those bags?
Yes, we initial along the seams to secure that chain of custody essentially.
Now, in your search of the apartment, did you locate or recover a pistol or a handgun?
No,
Showing you next State's Exhibit 8N coming back into the hallway of the apartment, can you kind of orient us back to where we are?
yes, you're standing in the hallway and door to the left was the other room, spare room that was utilized for storage.
With respect to the bedroom, which is the storage room, the first open door to the left in this photograph, was anything of evidentiary value marked and collected from there?
I don't recall from that room, no.
How about in the bathroom, the second open door on the left of the photo, was there anything of evidentiary value marked or recovered?
Not that I recall.
Now I want to move further into the apartment, State's Exhibit 8O. Can you orient us sort of here, and I know you've described sort of to the right and the left of the kitchen. Can you just let us know where we're looking here?
Yes, so the opening to the right is towards the living room. And then the left side by the cabinet, there's a door here that belongs to the little girl bedroom, belonging to the little girl.
And the kitchen also continues off to the right, is that, or the left, I'm sorry, is that fair to say?
Yes,
Showing you State's Exhibit 8P, What are we looking at here?
That's just the other side of the kitchen.
Did you search the trash can that's over there?
Yes.
Why?
We conduct a complete search when we process the scene to include trash cans.
Was it when anything recovered from the trash can?
Yeah, I believe we recovered a receipt from the trash.
Showing you State's Exhibit 8Q. Is that the receipt that you're discussing or saying that you recovered?
Yes.
Moving on to State's Exhibit 8R, with respect to this item, is that the receipt from the trash can?
Yes, it is.
I want to ask you if you can read for us the highlighted portions of that.
Yes, it's a receipt from Harley Jack's Burgers and Brews in Ossipee. And it has a date of February 28th, 2024 at 4:46 p.m. The server's name was Christine K. The check number was number 14, and it says that it was ordered February 28th, 2024 at 4:46.
At 4:46 p.m.
Correct.
Moving into State's Exhibit 8S like Sam. Can you describe where we're looking in this image?
You're standing in the kitchen looking into the living room.
So that doorway that's open there, that's the living room where Ms. Naffziger's body was found? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Now, earlier you had talked about the fact, and we had seen the video that you took of the outside of the house, right? And we watched that small clip. Did you take a similar video of the interior of this apartment?
Yes.
Can you describe for us what you did in taking that video in its entirety?
Like I said, you walk into the apartment and you walk through all the rooms at a slow pace, just trying to document what's in each room.
You open all the drawers, look inside of everything.
Sometimes, like I said, we do it in layers, so you don't want to disturb too much. Normally when we first get there, we want to document the scene as it is without manipulating it.
When you took the video of the interior of this house, had Ms. Naffziger's body already been removed?
No. Or it may have been. I know that we farrowed the body in there. I may have taken the video after the body was removed. I'm not 100% positive on that.
Okay, so I'm going to move forward so you can see Exhibit 8T like Tom. At the time that this photo is Ms. Naffziger's body there?
She had been removed at that point.
Moving forward to State's Exhibit 7B, which is a clip from that video that is in evidence. Looking at this image here, was Ms. Naffziger's body present at the time of the video or removed?
She was removed at that time.
Okay, so we should not in this video expect that we will see.
Correct.
Mission to publish.
Yes.
I don't know. I saw you talked about you could see why it's a good idea that he chose New Hampshire for this. I can't see that there's anything special in this stand your ground law they have. It's the same as 50 other states or something like 40 other states. I would think it would be smarter to do it in Florida because it's just a basic, you can use a deadly force in defense of you or defense of others. So if you reasonably believe that others are in danger, you can do it. Same laws applies in, I believe it's 40 states or something like that. Get better soon, Penilla. Oh, its defense is court appointed. I'm getting the icks from people sitting here using pre-made dough. Do you know how easy it is to make that dough? Well, then I can't be drinking in my swimming pool. Sue, it's too cold to be in the swimming pool. You can do your drinking in the
When
bakery.
this stops there, did you also walk into that master bedroom area?
Yes,
I know, looking at this where it's stopped, there appears to be a door that we're seeing. What door is that?
it was almost like there were French doors or double doors that opened into what was utilized as a master bedroom.
And then there's a marker on your screen, this white door that's here that I'm marking. What door is that?
That's the front door to the residence.
When you were on scene, what was the condition of that front door?
It was locked with a deadbolt.
Was the doorknob also locked?
I don't recall specifically, I just know that I remember that it was deadbolted and locked.
Johnson, I'm gonna show you two images, this is 7C and 7D. This fairly accurately shows still images from the video you swapped.
Yes.
However, at this time, the state moves to strike the IDS to states exhibit 7C and D and admit to this full. No objection.
The ID may be stricken and the exhibit 7C and exhibit 7D which shall be considered as full exhibits.
Well, don't
Coming
come
up on the screen,
complaining to
state
me when
exhibit
you get all
7C.
the
Can you orient
the
us to what
additives.
you see inside of the living room?
I didn't know.
Yeah, so you're standing in the master
Now you know.
bedroom and you're looking through the doors into the living room.
And is this the layout of the living room as it was observed on that date?
Like I said, the body had obviously been removed, so things might have been disturbed when we moved the body.
I know you've described the area and where the body was positioned, the staff's room was positioned. Can you give us a general idea of where we would expect to see her, were she in this image?
She was positioned, if you see this pink blanket on the couch, that was wrapped around her, she was seated here with her right leg up on the coffee table, as if she was relaxing on the couch.
The red blanket that's on the floor in states exhibit 7C by the coffee table, is that where it was originally located?
That may have been displaced during the removal when we removed the body.
Remember, at this time, the state moves to strike the ID from states exhibits 9A through 9J. Oh, okay.
No objection. The ID may be stricken with respect to exhibits 9A through 9J inclusive, and they may be considered as full exhibits.
Can I have one?
Crisco is some fat product that they use, kind of like a. I think it's kind of like a margarine, but just made from animal fat instead of plant-based. So a softer butter. It's something Yanks use.
Sure.
Oh, it is vegetable. Well, it's vegetable. It's just like margarine, just a little more soft in it, as I understand it. It's
Here Johnson, facing onto the screen,
Thanks.
states exhibit, actually, let me ask you a few questions first. With respect to states exhibits, or the next photographs, are Miss Naffziger's body visible in the next couple of images that we're about to show?
Yes,
Can you describe for us, when we see her, and I'm happy to have you take a look if you want to describe it from states exhibits. So you don't have to do it another way. Nice and nice. You can have me take a look. Yeah, so just to track them.
yep.
Can you describe for us what we should expect to see?
Yes, you can see the victim on the couch with the pink blanket on her. That red blanket that is on the floor in 7C, it was in fact to her left with her left arm resting on it. And her right leg is elevated and resting on the coffee table.
Missing onto the strange case of 9A. Does this image represent the positioning of Miss Naffziger as she was when her body was located?
Yes, that's the original location that we found her in.
You've already described that the pink blanket is over her shoulder. She has another blanket next to her foot on the coffee table.
Yes, and a purple pillow behind it.
From what you observed, is Miss Naffziger wearing any shoes on?
No,
Were any shoes for an adult located near her in the living room?
I believe they were just children's slippers and children's shoes.
You had described a cell phone wallet case. Can you point that out to us?
Yes.
Behind that cell phone wallet case, what's that on the couch?
A pair of eyeglasses.
Now, behind Miss Naffziger, almost at, I would say, the center of the photograph, there appears to be a white mark on the shelf of that built-in bookshelf. Can you describe for us what that white mark is?
Let me just make sure I'm pointing at the right thing. This mark right here. That's a built-in wooden shelf, and we located what appeared to be consistent with a defect. From
And when you say a defect, what do you mean?
that's just the terminology that we use for lack of better terms, entryway of a bullet.
And moving closer, and State's Exhibit 9B, we also have the imagery of Miss Naffziger on the scene. From this angle, can you still see where that bullet defect is?
Yes, right here.
And just one more, State's Exhibit 9C, moving in closer to Miss Naffziger. Can you please describe for us what we see here?
What is consistent with a gunshot wound to the head.
Miss Naffziger's clothing, first of all, that pink blanket is no longer over her shoulder. Was that moved by officers during the scene?
Yes, we moved on to like the next layer of documenting, and we would move the blanket off of her to photograph.
And once the blanket was removed, what is Miss Naffziger wearing for clothing?
She looks like she has a black sweater on, a purple shirt, and it looks like a scarf around her neck.
We never saw any of the evidence. The phone is turned the other way and is right in front of the jury box. So we are just sitting here pretending we know what they're talking about. Jamie will come and do an interpretive dance later. That's why she's not on screen right now, because she's back home trying to get her dance moves in.
Please exhibit 9D, what are we looking at here?
That's a photo of the couch after we removed the body of the victim.
Now, with respect to the glasses that were on the couch, what happened to those, if you know?
I believe that we collected those as evidence.
Would they have been transported with the body?
I can't recall specifically if we made them a separate exhibit or put the glasses in the bag with the body. I can't recall specifically, but I know we collected them.
I believe the Marine is 34 years old, and she was 31. He might be 34 today. There's a difference. I've read 3 articles about this case before, and they all list him as mid-30, 34. So about that.
Moving to State's Exhibit 9B, we've got a yellow marker here. Can you explain for us what we're looking at?
That's the evidence marker to mark the cell phone that's on the couch.
And just, you've done close-ups and overalls of all of these pieces of evidence. Is that fair to say?
I didn't personally take the photos. I don't believe I did, but yes, we documented.
He can't be 30, 38. That's too much, because I think the oldest I've seen him was 34 at the time, and it was 2024. So 35, 36 maximum.
Close-ups.
So moving into State's Exhibits 9F and 9G, what are we looking at?
It's a cell phone that's contained within a wallet case.
Were the contents of that wallet case used to identify Ms. Naffziger on scene?
Yes,
And what was used specifically?
driver's license.
I want to back up so that we can take a look at the couch as a whole. Looking at State's Exhibit 9H, is this just a full view of the couch or the sofa as it was inside of the living room?
Yes,
Now, when we watched that video walkthrough that you did, State's Exhibit 7B, you sort of got very close to the sofa. Is there a reason why you did that?
just documenting close-up shots of the evidence.
Was there anything on the sofa itself that you were documenting specifically?
I recall doing close-ups on the left side of the couch, around here, that I located a couple of pieces, what appeared to be consistent with the skull.
So moving to State's Exhibit 7D, there are 2 items circled there. Can you explain for us what we're seeing?
That's what I noticed, and it consistent with skull.
So consistent with bone pieces.
Yes.
Looking at State's Exhibit 9, we're back on I. Does this image accurately show the placement of the coffee table as it was in line with the sofa?
Yes.
And this is obviously after Ms. Naffziger's been removed.
Yes.
And that red blanket is positioned there from its original position, correct?
Yeah, it's displaced from its original position.
Now, you had discussed that when you looked at this living room, when you entered into it initially, and then when you were conducting your search for evidence, that you had observed casing inside of this location.
Yes.
Can you orient us to where we would be looking if we wanted to find where that casing was?
Yes, the casing was behind this chair on the floor, so that's the right side of the couch.
Now, I want to take a look at the rest of the living room. So this photograph States Exhibit 9J. Does that accurately show the living room as it would be viewed from the sofa or the couch?
Yes, it does.
In terms of this desk, what kinds of items were associated with the desk?
It appeared to be a computer desk, but we noted that the tower, the actual computer itself, was missing and unplugged.
At this time, the state would move to strike the ID from.
It's because they have to put all this into evidence so they can put in the crime scene photos of it.
States Exhibits 10A through 10B and have them admitted as evidence.
The ID may be stricken with respect to 10A through 10D inclusive, and they shall be considered explosive.
Mr. Johnson, I want to go back to that little chair where you said there was a casing. So looking at States Exhibit 10A, which should be on the screen now, can you sort of orient us to where the casing was found?
The casing's on the floor behind the child's, looks like a unicorn, on the chair, right behind here.
And if I look at this image, there's a door frame that's right here where I'm illuminating in the corner of the photo. Where does that door go?
That goes to the kitchen.
And in terms of any other access point to leave this living room, where would those be located?
You could go forward, straight ahead to the master bedroom, and the front door is there.
Okay, so if I'm standing like the photo is taken, where would the doors to the master bedroom be?
To your back, behind you.
Okay, and the front entrance of the home would also be to my back and behind me?
Correct.
Okay, and the kitchen would be through this doorway here that I have marked to the right?
Correct, to the right.
You had indicated earlier that the shoes you remembered seeing were slippers for kids. Do you see those in this image?
Yes, they're under the pink table.
Show me next States Exhibit 10B. I think it's a little fuzzy there in the background, but can you identify but this marker, the yellow marker is that I've got illuminated.
Yeah, the ALJ5 marker is next to the casing.
Moving a little bit closer on that, State's Exhibit 10C, can you tell us what we're looking at?
That's the fire cartridge casing.
And State's Exhibit 10D,
That's the casing just flipped over to read the head stamp.
what's a head stamp?
The writing on the back of the casing.
What does that tell you?
It usually tells you a brand and caliber.
Were you able to determine the brand or the caliber from this?
It was a 9mm, and I believe it says S&B on the casing.
Is that consistent with other ammunition that was found inside of the house?
Yes.
No, not yet. I apologize. I misspoke. We're gonna do a couple more. At this time, our state would move to strike the ID from State's Exhibits 11A through and including 11O and have them marked as full. No objection.
The identification may be stricken with respect to 11A through 11O inclusive, and they shall be considered as full exhibits.
Now, after the casing was recovered, you had started to indicate about that bullet defect that was in the built-in bookshelf.
Yes.
With respect to that bullet defect, was a bullet eventually recovered?
Yes, we recovered a projectile.
So a projectile, not a bullet. I apologize.
So, okay, same thing.
Can you explain the difference?
That's just the technical term for it that we utilize.
I want to go ahead and move into State's Exhibits 11A and 11B here. Can you describe for us, so 11A, fair to say, is the sofa as it was after Ms. Naffziger, as well as all the blankets and everything else were removed?
Correct, yes.
With respect to State's Exhibit 11B, can you explain to us what that yellow marker is for?
I'd have to look at my actual evidence report. I'm not sure if that is a swab or if it's a piece of skull or hair. I'd have to refresh my memory with the DSSP 20.
Oh my God, this is so slow.
So looking at the report, refresh your recollection.
Yes.
Showing you, Trooper Johnson, what I've marked for identification purposes only at State's Exhibit number 30. State's 106-108 for the record. Can you take a look at that item?
Yes.
That's a copy of the report that you just referenced, your DSSP.
This isn't the DSSP 20, but it is part of my evidence technician report. It lists,
You can take a look and see if that would refresh your recollection.
yes, it does.
Based on this, your review of the report, what is that marker for?
That is for swabs of the reddish brown stain on the couch.
If you want to split that item.
Are we going to contest that
Moving next to State's
the
Exhibit
blood wasn't
11C,
hers?
Can you describe to us, and specifically, I want to ask you about this area of the sofa. I'm not sure now my device is. So looking at State's Exhibit 11C, specifically, I want to draw your attention to that white mark, the damage to the drawer. You described that as a bullet entry.
Yes.
Okay. What else in this image? Did you recover anything else from this area of the built-in bookshelf?
To the left of the defect by the knob, there's a clump of hair.
Moving a little bit closer into that 11D, there's a marker
The defect by
ALJ7. Is
the
that
knob.
referencing the hair that you're describing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look a little bit closer. I think that's a little hard to see. So if we can move into State's Exhibit 11F, like Frank, what are we looking at here?
That's a close-up of the hair around the built-in.
And that hair was recovered.
Yes.
Moving to State's Exhibit 11G, can you describe for us the changes that we're seeing to sort of the room and what process is happening here?
So like I said before, we conduct searches in layers. So at this particular point in the documentation, we slid the couch out from the built-in. So we had access to be able to see behind the couch.
And once you had access to see behind the couch, what, if anything, did you do?
We were then able to open the drawers of the built-in.
Now, moving into State's Exhibits 11H and 11I, can you explain to us or describe to us what these white stickers represent?
They're just scale, like L-shaped stickers with scales that we utilize to mark defects.
And with respect to this defect, it looks like there's an A written on that scale.
Yes, that indicates that's the first defect that I'm noting.
Are there multiple defects associated with this recovered bullet?
Yes, yes.
Moving to State's Exhibit 11J, what do we see here?
That's just the first drawer pulled out.
Pimpinella, you know you can just go to Spain if you need a vacation. You don't need to go to the hospital.
Photo of it.
And that's the drawer that the first defect was in.
Correct, defect A.
Was the bullet recovered from this top drawer?
No,
Where was it recovered?
I believe it was the third.
They need to have all these questions because he can just withdraw his admission of guilt later and say, well, I was forced to do it. So they have to go through all of this. So on appeal, it'll be there.
Drawer down.
So were there additional defects that you were able to identify and mark?
Yes.
I just
Moving
want to
to
know the
Exhibit
bullet
11A, Can you
trajectory.
explain to us what we're looking at?
Yes, so that's a photo of inside the drawer. So A1 would be the exit from the front of the drawer, and then 2A is a re-entry of the bullet as its flight path continues.
And then using this next one, State's Exhibit 11L, what is this?
That is another defect. A3,
So A3 is a third bullet defect associated with the same bullet or projectile? Right.
yes.
And where in relation to the first drawer, if you know, is A3?
I'm not actually sure based on this photo, if this is the second, it should be the second drawer, but I'm not positive which is this photo.
The bullet was, or the projectile, I apologize, was recovered in the third drawer down.
As I recall, yes.
Showing you State's Exhibit 11M, what are we seeing here?
That's a photo of the third drawer opened with what is the projectile in the drawer.
Once this item was photographed, what, if anything, did you do to recover it?
We packaged it and secured it and transported it to the forensic lab.
And just moving a little bit closer so we can see what that item clearly was, 11N, can you describe for us the projectile?
It's a projectile.
And that's as it was recovered inside of the drawer,
Yes,
marked as ALJ feet.
correct.
Thank you. Trooper Johnson, go ahead and proceed. Go ahead and give me a minute. I just took it for a little while.
Getting a little raspy.
All right. Trooper Johnson, you had indicated that, I'll try to do that from over here. You had indicated that you had recovered the casing and recovered the projectile. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And can you describe for us the process of that recovery?
We photograph it and collect it and put it in the appropriate evidence receptacle, I guess, based on size and what it is.
And I'm going to ask you, I provided some gloves in case you can leave them, but I'm going to ask you to take a look at what I had marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 28. Can you take a look at that item and let me know if you know what it is?
I believe that this belongs to the casing.
Okay, does that have a number on it consistent with the recovered item number?
I'd have to look at my report, but it says ALJ 5 on it.
Showing you again what's marked for identification at Omega State Exhibit number 30. Would this assist you in identifying what that item?
Yes. ALJ 5 is a casing S&B 9x1921.
Is that the casing that was recovered from the floor in the first floor apartment next to the sofa?
Yes, it was.
And the one behind the upper chair?
Yes.
Okay. I could ask you to go ahead and take a look at that envelope for us.
Ten past 8.
Casing.
And taking a look at that item, does it appear to be in the same or substantially the same condition as it was in when you recovered it?
Yes.
At this time, state request that the ID be struck and states exhibit 28 be admitted.
The ID may be stricken with respect to exhibit 28, which can be considered a full exhibit.
Put it back in there.
And to go publish it, most of it, if we will go.
Mhm.
Gonna go ahead next and put in what I marked for identification purposes as states exhibit 29 for this case. Looking at that item, do you recommend what it is?
Yes, this should be the projectile.
Does that match in terms of the documentation on the envelope, your signature on the seal, and the assigned house number?
Yes.
I'd ask you to go ahead and look that up.
Yeah, I was just reading that that's what Aiden claims, that Proctor might be gone because of some inappropriate text of the anti-melanin people type. There's one little thing that I noticed. He claims that Proctor's lawyer left him yesterday, or however he phrases it, but the motion to withdraw is signed either Friday or Saturday. I believe Friday. So it might be a slip up. Just I just noticed that when I read it. But apparently there should be both anti people with a different color and a different sexual persuasion text, according to sources.
The item that's inside that computer.
Yes, I can.
Okay. In looking at it, is that, what is it?
That's the projectile recovered from the drawer.
Is it the same or substantially the same condition as it was in when it was recovered by you?
Yes.
Around this time, the state would request to strike the item for exhibit 29 and have the item admitted as full. No.
The ID may be stricken with respect to exhibit 29 and it shall be considered a full exhibit.
With the court's permission, I would ask Trooper Johnson to step down and allow the jury to observe the items.
Certainly.
Is it because it's Monday, or does everything feels like it takes 10 times the normal time?
They have to walk up and down since they're such small items. If you can walk up and down.
I think I'm agreeing with anime today. It's Monday.
This is ALJ 5. So Houston, that was recovered. Go through about the labels.
I apologize. Absolutely. You can show them the next item, see it's 29.
ALJ, the judge's going to protect violence. We typically put them in these containers with gauze. After all those incidents.
If there are further questions.
Attorney Kenny? Attorney Kenny? Afternoon. Approach.
First sidebar after the break.
Let's see what. Incident that occurred in February 2024, you were not there for the incident.
No.
You did not see what happened.
Correct.
You didn't see what Caitlyn was doing, right?
Correct.
You didn't see what a child was doing, right?
Correct.
You didn't see what the defendant Dustin was doing.
Correct.
You didn't hear what Caitlyn said, right?
Correct.
You didn't hear what Dustin said, right?
Cindy, thank you for sharing, but please, I would rather that if one of the mods can share a link to Aiden's article, let him get the eyes on it. He's the one doing all the reporting, so I know people are really interested in getting it out there, but I would rather that people go and give Aiden the views, give him the clicks, give him the grift. So please don't share. Of course, you can talk about what's in it, but please don't share his writing, because that's it's his hard work, and he should get all the credit for it.
Yes.
You don't have an idea what actually happened that night.
Correct.
No one was there.
Yeah, that was fine. They had nothing.
You made right? Okay.
It's just
Mr. Johnson
Aiden is doing a
excused?
great job with it,
Yes, sir.
so I just
Okay.
wanna, yeah. He needs all the praise for his hard work.
And please.
Yeah, let's take another sidebar.
Hey, members of the jury, we're going to conclude there for the day. I know that some days we may go all the way till 4 o'clock, but we are going to conclude there for today. I just conferred with counsel. We'll be ready to start at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. As I've said all along, please do not discuss any aspect of the case or the evidence with your fellow jurors, including if you see any jurors discussing the case. I would ask that you please report that to a court security officer or bailiff. I want to state that I recognize that some of the photos may be difficult to look at. I encourage you, regardless of that, again, do not discuss any aspect of the evidence or any part of the case with any of the fellow jurors during any of the breaks or even during the process of the trial itself. Again, as I've said, there is some media coverage with respect to this matter. I encourage you to I instruct you to not only avoid such media coverage, but to try to do everything you can to avoid even inadvertent exposure to that. And again, please conduct no research whatsoever yourself about any matter that you hear about in this case, or any of the witnesses or any of the evidence. Please conduct no research whatsoever. And again, I'm sure you will follow my instructions to make sure that this is a fair and trial that consists with the law on such matters. Okay, so we'll start at 9 o'clock. That's it for the day. Thank you very much. By the way, that wasn't an air exchange. I do think that was some much needed rain that we heard on the rooftop. So anyway, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your service. We'll reconvene at 9 o'clock tomorrow. All rise for the jury.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. And council, about a 10-minute break and we can reconvene to discuss some matters. Is that okay? Okay, all right. Court will be in recess.
We just convened for the day, Jamie. So as always, you're too late.
Well, yeah, I just come back and I started to see, I pulled it up and everybody's like leaving. I was going to ask you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna end this stream because I don't know what they're gonna come back for, and in that's not gonna be that. I'm just gonna do a toilet and then I'm gonna come back and then we can wildly speculate a bit about.
Wildly speculating.
Well, we don't have any facts right now, so let's wildly speculate about Michael Proctor's filing of paperwork to retract his attempt to get his job back. If you're not going to follow, shut up. There's never anything good on this. And look at this Timu sign. It's bent.
It looks so cheap.
It looks like it's made of one of tin pans that Sue makes for her store-bought pies.
What did you do, Cindy?
She was just sharing parts of the text from Aiden's work, and I'm saying let Aiden get the clicks and the likes because he wrote an article on Michael Proctor as well. So it's absolutely fine, and I know why she's doing it. But hey, you know me, Jamie. I'm a grifter at heart, but when people do their hard work, they should be able to grift it, and then I'll steal all of their hard work and just
Exactly.
my own.
Wait until they get the credit first, and then you can go steal it. Yeah.
Yes, as long as it's been out for 5 minutes, and then it's my work. So yeah.
Yeah, we still love you, Cindy. It's fine.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Paula B is correct. The reason why this takes so long is, again, today they're done an hour and a half too early. Last week, the HVAC kit case, there was nothing for, I don't think any day except the day the second to last day was the only day they went full time.
Oh, wow.
The rest of it, they were just, I'm out of here. So, yeah. But Jamie, I'm going to end this and then I'm going to be on in a few minutes for if anyone else want to come over. And what the hell is this doing?
Yeah, everybody go join Baker while he wildly speculates. Yeah,
because at this point we don't know why, but we can wildly speculate. And sometimes it's okay to wildly speculate.
It's always fun.
We'll be back to this one tomorrow at 9. Thank you, Jamie, for stopping by and making court go away.
All right. Everybody have a good day. Bye.
Bye.